So in this session, we are going to look at marketing theories and practices. And one of the theories we are going to look at is the theory we have been familiar with, that is the marketing mix, but we are not going to dwell on it much because we have covered it in our previous sessions, which you can trace online. And then also we shall also see the SWOT analysis and Porter's 5 forces. So just to have a little brief about the SWOT, about the marketing mix, we had 4 P's in our marketing mix, that a marketeer or one involved in production or sales and any stakeholder in business needs to focus on, especially looking at the 4 P's. The first P representing product. So the product must be of high quality and should be available and abundant in the market for a customer. And the price also, we look at the price being affordable and it is within the affordability limits of the customer. And then the place, this place is a location where the customer will find your product. So the distribution chain and also the location of your products or branches or franchises should be very clear and known to the customer, so that the customer can easily access these places. Then promotion, this deals with the all endeavors and programs that the company undertakes to make sure that its products are actually known. There's brand awareness and the brand visibility, and making sure that the customers can actually know and they also be able to appreciate the value of the product that is available in the market. So promotion can also break barriers to competition when it is done, and also expand the market niche, what you call the market share. How wide the market is, you do it by promotion to increase the number of customers who can actually consume your product. So this means that the blend of the 4 P's can be very important in the marketing mix. However, these 4 P's have been expanded to 7. So they are 7. You'll see that later. For example, there is a P which is added to mean people. So people are very key in the process of marketing, because you don't need to isolate or start to segregate people. Everyone is very important in the community and needs to know about the product, and also needs to know about the prices of the product and the benefits the person can actually get after consuming the product. Then there are also processes. The other P is process. These are procedures that one has got to undertake in production. So these procedures that one has to undertake during production, and they are the step-by-step processes that one needs to undertake to have a good product, a good quality product. Even processes of buying. If there's a process of purchasing, what should the customers do? Can they buy online? And how do they place orders so that they are effective? So those processes are clear, processes that enable a person also to be an agent, an authorized agent of the company, or a distributor, which processes that the person take to be an agent or a distributor. Then which processes do your products take to reach the end customer? Those are processes. We can mention several processes here. Then there are physical evidence for service. So physical evidence means if you're having rendering services to the customers, and these services are available. Okay, so mainly the services cannot be seen and cannot also be touched, but you find that where you're having these services, you have a poster, you have a chart having these kinds of services that you render. You have also demonstrations like on videos to see what you actually do. So if your services are financial, you're a financial advisor, then how can the population come to know what is involved in those services? So you can create a tutorial to explain how you manage their finances and the planning, what is involved in that, and also what tutorials on financials like income statement, the balance sheet, and the cash flows, or other schedules that you can demonstrate to the population, so that they come to view or visualize that your services are physically evident. They are proven to be physically available. Remember that marketing services is something that is harder because they are not tangible goods. So many people treasure tangible goods more than services, but yet services are also very key, so they need to be to be backed up by physical evidence. Then here we have also some adding on some eighth P, which is productivity and quality. So if it comes, for example, in digital marketing, and you're going digitally, people have got to actually see which value you're actually deliberating, which value are you offering to them, and all these demonstrations you do will show that to the customer that these services you render the customer will increase the customer's productivity and the quality of what the customer does, but also they also reflect that your company is productively available for customer service. So your company should show and should demonstrate and even live to show that there is value that the customer will have to gain after having consumed your products. So there is that 8th P, which is productivity and quality. The other theory we are going to look at is the humanistic theory, but here in theories of marketing, we actually dwell on it and call it the Maslow's hierarchy of need. This hierarchy of need was developed by Abraham Maslow, and Abraham Maslow observed that people have needs, and these needs have got to be satisfied in levels, and they came up with 5 levels, and then in the current days they have made researchers have added the 60th level, so that there are 6 levels of the Maslow's hierarchy in the new generation. So here, when we focus on the first 5, originally developed by Abraham Maslow, which Maslow stated that human beings are satisfied in levels from the physiological or biological needs,
from down to top, right?
which run from bottom to top. So at the bottom, there are biological or physiological needs, such as everyone needs to eat, to drink, needs clothing, needs healthy care. So physiological or biological needs, those are needs that people cannot do away with, and they should be available every day. The people should be having them every day. So people, if they at work, they need these needs, or at home, they also need them, and they have to be availed. So if in marketing one is focusing on identifying the needs of the prospective market or the target market, then possibly one has got to identify whether people can be can get interest in some physiological needs, which such as you find a restaurant, you find a hotel, people need to put on clothes every day. You find a boutique, you find a factory producing clothes, you find someone doing tailoring, water is available, or passion, or drinks, and then you see that people physiologically they will need these resources, these needs. Then people also need to have safety and security as needs. Okay, so when people have got physiological needs, that's not enough. They'll also look forward to see that they are safe and secure. That is safety and security. So in safety and security, you can have physical security, like people need padlocks to lock their houses. They need gates, they need to have perimeter walls, and they need a security guard for some companies and some homes. They need security systems, like these days you use cameras, and they need alarms to detect. So they need to be safe and also to be secure for good health. And then when it comes for health, they will need to go to hospitals, they will need medicine, and then they will also need nutritious food supplements that can help their bodies to be healthy. So when you see there are also those who need financial security, so you can see that they need financial security to be secure, to know that if at least by the end of the day, the work you're doing is going to earn you something. If people know that they are not going to earn, they become financially insecure. They start running here and there. End of month, someone should also have an expectation of what income he or she is going to receive, because it is a need that people are always having. So that is safety and security as needs. So when people in the community need this, they don't only need that. One who is motivated or in the marketplace needs security and safety. The moment that person gets it, he will also be elevated to go to another level. That's love and belonging. Love and belonging is also another need which a customer or a prospective consumer would also have. And people should actually receive these even at the workplace or in your business, as they are coming to your place. They need to feel friendship. That is internally. They need to see that there is friendship between you and them. So the way you communicate to the customer matters a lot. It is a reflection of either the customer is loved or not loved. And either it's also showing either the customer belongs to the company or to the business or not. So they need intimacy. They need to feel that they are family with your operations, and they are actually part of. That's why some businesses, when it comes a birthday, the company can publish a poster with a picture of someone on a birthday, can send a message. When someone loses a relative, they can go there and write messages. They even support. All those are needs that customers need, and if they are not given, those customers can actually walk away and look for them elsewhere. Then there is also esteem. The prospective market demands respect from the business owners, respect from the managers, the directors, respect from their fellow customers. So respect is key, and they need to feel that they are elevated, they are high there, their status is esteemed. And then recognizing them. When the customers come, they bought 2 times back, but the 3rd time they return, you don't know them, you cannot recognize them, you can't appreciate them, they feel like they are not esteemed. So they need to be strengthened so that they are encouraged. Even if the person cannot afford to buy a product, then is encouraged the next time possibly you pass by, and then the customer will be able to. Also giving the customer windows, other avenues that you can deposit, and then when you finish the balance, we shall bring the item or deliver it to you. You can afford it and it will work well for you. So when people are showed like you can't afford this is for highly placed people, they are demoralized and the esteem of the customer is lost. Possibly even the customer can be lost along the way as you do your progressing with your business. If it continues, the business can entirely break down because you've broken the market. So the other level is what we call self-fulfillment level, which has self-actualization as one of the top levels. So self-actualization, here customers in the community feel like they have potential which are different from everybody, from everyone. They are so unique that they feel like they can do things which no one has done and no one has ever expected to do, and they are up there. The extreme level, which is not reflected in the diagram here, is the self transcendence level. That is, those are people who feel they can do things which are beyond imagination. That even if they mention about them, no one can ever believe in them. So people have to go up to those levels, and the marketing department has got to be aware that different customers have needs at various levels. So the company needs to identify its customer segments and know which level is the customer on. Is the customer at the bottom level of biological and physiological needs, or the customer is at safety and security, or needs self-esteem, so needs or love and belonging. So it says that when one need or is satisfied, the customer starts to go to another need.
Yes.
What has been satisfied no longer becomes satisfying.
That's how the ad.
Yes, the customer goes to the other level until. So those are the 5 needs that your customers are looking to fulfill or to get fulfilled with, and therefore when interacting with your business, you should be aware that these customers are actually having specific needs that needs to be satisfied. The other level we've seen is self-transcendence. It's a level where customers feel like they can do things and can have ideas beyond imagination. With the SWOT analysis as another theory, the SWOT analysis theory states that if a company or an organization or an individual wants to strategize or set strategies in marketing, management, and all other functions of management, needs to actually identify and assess the SWOT, which is strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So, strengths have to be assessed, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And the strengths are what your business or your company can do well. Those are your strengths. So what your product does well in the market, those are your strengths. If your product has benefits it is rendering to the community, those are your strengths. Then weaknesses, what your product or company is not doing well, and either it is criticized to be criticized of, that is what the company is actually not doing well, and your products are actually not doing well. Somewhere the product can have some weaknesses. So I heard of some sugar that people buy, and when people consume this sugar it goes faster, possibly that the concentration of the crystals is low. That one where one would have put 2 spoons needs to put 3.5 to have the concentration. So that becomes a weakness. But that you have the raw materials to produce the sugar and they are all available, you have all the resources, you have even the people who can, you have a chain where you have wholesalers and distributors already available, then those become your strength. But it is until you embrace and sort work on the weaknesses while maintaining your strengths that will make your business penetrate through the market and reduce on difficulties. So opportunities are what new ideas or new technologies are there in pipeline. Maybe you could be having them in your plans, but you have not yet implemented them. And there are also new technologies in the market that you've not yet embraced. But if you embrace them, they can either sort out your weaknesses or even make your strength more stronger.
Opportunities?
Yes. They can be new ideas or technologies that are there either in your plans or the market has given you some ideas. There are even some technologies you can adopt, but you've not yet tapped into these opportunities. The moment you tap into opportunities, they become your strength. Yes. So that's why we are saying there that they are in pipeline. So these opportunities can help you in marketing or management to strengthen the marketing and also make sure that they promote more of the brand. In earlier years, marketing on Facebook was not that key, and even some years where Twitter, marketing on X was not that, and marketing on WhatsApp, on Instagram, on those social media was not there. But when they came in, they were opportunities.
Yeah.
And when they were adopted, I see very many huge companies are using them to advertise. You tap and then go to their stores in on the websites and the portals. Then you can even select items and buy online. So those were opportunities that we are there to help to strengthen what? The marketing. Some days, some years ago, also you find that these digital screens were not there. So people would only need to have to have billboards, but now the digital screens are there in the cities. They just put a message and it runs, another one runs, and they keep on changing. Though they are very visible in the night, but when technologies arise, you make new discoveries within your company. You can strengthen marketing and management as well. Then here you have the threats. Threats mainly, those are what other people are doing well that you are not doing well, especially when it comes to competitors, especially still those competitors who are dealing with the items which are of the same nature with your company. We call them substitute goods. So those have to be addressed so that you strengthen your weaknesses and keep your strengths, and also take on opportunities and overcome your threats. That's the theory of the SWOT analysis. Here is the consumer decision making process. So the consumers take decisions through a process that is up to when the consumer actually does what? Makes a purchase. So the consumer needs to first know about the consumer needs to first experience a need, or has been undergoing a certain problem that the consumer now needs to look around for a solution. For example, if a consumer gets headache, now starts to run around. Should I go to the clinic? Should I go to the hospital? Or should I go to somewhere they do a checkup, then get medicine? The consumer is there puzzled. That's where we see that the consumer becomes aware as the first step, this awareness. So where the consumer or the prospective customer becomes aware of the problem and seeks out for a solution, and the need that will satisfy that need that the customer has. So when the consumer gets aware, then runs around to look around, but that's when picks interest of a service. Picks interest of the service and starts running around looking for which product or which solution can actually work out. So when that person lands on a clinic and that is the solution, if he feels that no, I should go to the pharmacy. If says no, I should go to the hospital. The consumer is running all around because he is aware of the problem, is now getting interested in a service, and is now searching for a product which can actually work out. And then after, the consumer gets another stage called consideration. So now the consumer chooses to trim down the interest and say, this is specifically headache, and what can work for me? Are they painkillers, or what is actually causing headache? Or so there the customer eventually makes a choice after measuring between the advantages and disadvantages of certain solutions. When she measures that the advantages are more than the disadvantages, then goes ahead to choose a particular service. And this, in the customer's choice, there are factors that the customer considers, such as the quality of the service or the product, the price, and also the previous experience the customer had when he undertook a certain service from a certain either brand or a certain hospital. If the customer didn't get a proper experience from that hospital, will seek for another because he was not satisfied with the services there. Though you have all that he needs, he wasn't satisfied previously, so chooses to go elsewhere. But considers quality, price, and also the previous experience. That means that a customer will also need to know the business will have to make brand awareness, so that when the customer has an interest, he considers a certain brand which is sounding in his or her mind. Then afterwards, after the customer has considered and resolved on a solution and has become specific on it, then goes ahead to buy. That's what we call to purchase. So the customer now arranges based on enough knowledge. The customer is now able to justify and make a purchase. So the customer goes ahead to now order for the service. Others in the supermarket, they put the item in the cart and go and buy. They actually go and buy. So there they pay. After paying, it shouldn't have been the end, that when the person purchases, then it has ended. There is also the customer loyalty, another level from purchase to loyalty, where the customer becomes loyal and then sticks to wherever the customer gets interest in such a service, will come back to that brand or that product and or to that branch. So many customers have these stages after they have purchased. When they see that after a post-purchase experience was very essential and very beneficial to them, and actually they got satisfied with the service after purchasing. The customer bought the medicine from there or got the treatment from the hospital there, and afterwards he came back, used the medicine and got well, got that treatment and got well, maybe even in a very short time, and it has even taken long without the problem without occurring again. That's an experience after receiving a service. So in marketing, when you have made a sale or the customer has come for a service, that's not the end of it. What the customer experiences after the service has been rendered is very key, and it can either result into the customer being loyal to come back for a service or refer another person, or the customer to shut down all programs of buying that product or coming to such a business. Okay, so in our next theory, we are looking at Porter's 5 forces also. So Porter developed these 5 forces so that they are focused on to drive marketing and the sales beyond what we've seen in the SWOT analysis, which SWOT analysis only looks at internal factors, factors within the inside of a business. Yet the business does not only exist because of the internal factors. Businesses also exist due to external factors, and those external factors have got to be considered in planning for marketing and planning for managing a market and managing an enterprise. So one of them, Porter comes up with the need to actually focus on competition and also be aware of competition and what is happening in the competition spaces. So businesses need to find out what others are doing, what are the competitors about, what strategies are the competitors laying, and actually why are customers going to the competitor, and what benefits are they getting from the competitors' products and services, and why are they loyal to the competitor. So your business needs to identify those factors, and some of which can inform your strategic marketing programs, so your marketing plan, so that you are aware of what is happening in the environment of competition. Being blind of competition can actually bring a huge hit on the business, where you only see customers are purchasing and not returning, or they are ceasing it to even opt for your product. So I know of a brand of soap where customers buy the soap. When they buy, they say that the soap, there is a way the soap peels the skin of their hands. That's a customer's experience. And then the other says, the other soap smells better, has a good scent. That's why I'm using it and doesn't affect my hands. And it is also tough on stain and very strong on fabrics. So that is when you study why customers are going to the competitor, you're able to strategize internally and overcome the competition. Then new entrants, there are also new entrants. So this is particularly important when you are trying to introduce a new product or maintain your leadership spot. So you will need to consider barriers to entry. For example, you want to enter into a certain field. Such barriers could be government policies. So you need to embrace these policies, and also where there is monopoly. Monopoly means that there is one company or one organization that has dominated the market, that all other organizations that tend to come into market, this organization sets ways. The one which is monopolistic, sets strategies of hitting your entry. That entry can be blocked when you are actually penetrating the new market. In telecom, you can enter into the new market with high data rates, with low data rates, trying to counter what the monopolistic enterprise has been setting. You can find that the company which has been dominant already in existence, its data is, for example, you get data of 1 GB at $5, and the other sets, when you enter into the market, you set yours at $2. Now the monopoly, the one in the monopolistic environment, draws it down to $1. Then he takes all your customers, because he's monopolistic. He has capital, he has investments, and when he reduces a little, he suffocates you because you are a starter. You lose out on the market, and then after you have fallen off, he starts going back. That is, so one needs to know what new entrants are there in the market, and also how to enter a new market. What difficulties and barriers are there in entering a new market, and then what who are those pronounced, who are known to be dominant in the market. In the banking of some countries, you find that there are banks which are known to be strong. Yet you also, while entering the market, you also want to make your brand of the bank stronger. Now you need to study how they are leading their market and how they entered the market and some of their historical backgrounds, and also see what barriers are around that can prevent your bank from being that pronounced in the community and influential. So substitution, this is what we call substitution, looking at competition still, but in focusing on goods. Substitute goods, those are goods which a person or an organization can opt for because they have same and similar functions and purpose with yours. So someone can choose to either take water or drink a soda, or instead of drinking a soda can take to drink a bottle of juice. So for one who is drinking water, who is producing water, the substitute for water is a soda. A substitute for water can also be a juice, a bottle of juice. So it appears like juice is different from water, but it is a substitute. One can take it instead of water. So those substitutes are also looked at. That's why you see that some companies which are producing soda have also now started to produce substitute products such as water, because they see that in some situations people are not taking soda and then they are opting for water which they are not producing, so revenue goes elsewhere.
Yeah.
Then to catch it, they have to enter into production of some substitute goods. However, you need to study those replace the substitute goods so that they do not affect your marketing programs. Then suppliers as another. Suppliers is another, the fourth Potter's force, and it is suppliers that your products won't exist without suppliers, or your business cannot be self-supplying, that everything you supply to yourself. But you also need to actually set up partnerships with suppliers and collaborations with them, so then you'll be able to receive either raw materials or goods that you need in production or in marketing on time, so that they are supplied to you on time, rather than waiting to get items without a defined supply chain. So in the supply chain, we looked at we had a segment here, a part where we talked about the supply chain management. So the suppliers are very key, because that's where most of the goods that you use in production, in marketing, and in procurement, that's where you source them. So suppliers have to be looked at, their preferences, and also changes in the community environment that can affect supplier prices, and also can affect the supplier rates or quantities of supplies to your company. So here we see that you need to streamline the supply chain. Then After suppliers are dealt with, if you don't deal well with suppliers, they withdraw from supplying your company. And when they withdraw from supplying your company, you suffocate. If they are supplying electricity and you're not paying them, they come and switch off the electricity. Then your production will be at standstill. Finished goods won't be there. Customers are demanding for them, and then so you need to work upon them, including those of water. Even employees are also viewed as suppliers of labor. So here we also look at buyers. Then buyers, those are one of the most influential force, and you look at those who will buy the product and making sure that if the product is produced and it is distributed, it is to that quality that the buyers need, or it also exceeds their quality, okay, their expectations. Then the price of the product should also be affordable. When the product price is so expensive, customers will wish to buy and not be able to buy, so they will come and look at it, check around, and just step out. So your company can actually run short of customers. So all efforts are made to make sure that you have more customers lining up for the product, and also they are retained when they come to buy. And after they have consumed the product, you need to find out that they have got satisfied and their expectations have been met. If the expectations of the buyers are not met, they are likely to deplete or sign out of buying from your company. So these are the 5 forces of Porter that we have looked at here. In the other time, we shall look at market segmentation, where we shall break the market into small portions, small segments, so that we get from the population, we break what we call the target population is got. Those are the customers or consumers who belong to the size, the specifications of the product that you have designed. Call them target consumers. So you focus on them right away from the general population, which you call the prospective market. From prospective market, you construct the target market. Then after, you organize and prepare to make sure that you serve the target market. That is what we call positioning. So in segmentation, we have 3 steps. The segmentation, there is targeting and positioning. So thank you for